What's up, guys? Mike, aka Fony here. Wanted to just throw a video out there, talk about EverQuest Next for a moment. We all just saw the stream, and well, hopefully you guys saw it. If you missed it, you go to a billion sites to find information. You should probably go to zam.com and get it from there. Jeremore, who is Scott Hawks, we talked about it yesterday a little bit, and we were both. It's funny. I'll be totally honest. Before we knew anything about the game, we were discussing. Why would they stick with EverQuest? Why not just come up with a completely new IP, right? And it was just like that typical talk you get where it's like, oh, I got another sequel to this, no new IPs, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, nobody cares about EverQuest, right? Which wasn't necessarily spoken, but it was one of those things where it's like, we just want to have something new. Well, what we saw was that game could have been, obviously it's based off of EverQuest lore and everything, which is pretty well established, clearly. But it was it's so far advanced and so far just beyond anything that EQ2 and EverQuest was, that it could have been like any game. So really now, that totally makes sense. We were thinking, oh, it's gonna be just another just generic MMO but with EverQuest, guys, and that's pretty much gonna be it. But what we saw today, what everybody saw, was pretty fantastic. There's a whole bunch of things that we could talk about. We could sit here and talk about stuff all the time, for forever. But by the way, sorry, I would open this up, but you guys can't see out there anyways because it's all blown out. But there's naked women everywhere out here, and there's like 3 dudes out there for the ladies. But what we saw today was we saw this destructible world. You mentioned voxels. And obviously the term voxels, we could use that kind of loosely because there was lots of shaping and everything going on. So it wasn't voxels in the literal sense where you just have cubes you work with and that's it. We got to see lots of clash. For me, you guys know I love the combat stuff. The combat looked fantastic. We didn't get a chance to really see more than like a handful of skills when we went to the live playthrough. But just seeing them, like the mage type character, doing like a blink maneuver and then doing like an EMP type maneuver or whatever that was. We saw the heroic leap ability for the warrior, and I call it heroic leap. I'm using like some wild terms, of course, but we saw the heroic leap and it worked, by the way, on uneven terrain. We just saw the double jump, sliding down the hill, all that stuff. All that stuff looked really, really good, and I think we were all just floored by it. What else? God damn, there's so much stuff. Obviously, the landmark, being able to go through and create your own environment, whatever you want, your own house or your own whatever, a parkour gym, who knows, and then have it essentially integrated into the actual game. Obviously, with landmark, I mean, hopefully we get to see a lot of kind of co-op type experiences where you could go through and build things maybe together, or you could build things that, of course you could share them and everything. It doesn't really sound like it's going to be a tool where basically you're just in there by yourself, and after it's done you get to enjoy it by yourself, because that would be no fun. I mean, obviously you want to build some awesome Playboy palace, right, with a swimming pool and everything, and invite virtual girls over with the SOE mode thing, which was really, really crazy. I was getting this Elizabeth vibe from that. I don't know if I was the only one, but I didn't see anybody tweet about it, so I was like, okay, maybe I'm the only one getting the Elizabeth vibe from this. SOE mode thing, which is funny. We all thought that it was kind of cool. We talked about it on Twemo, right, like a year ago or something. We all thought it was cool, but we were like, all right, but it's just like, the frog talks. It's like, okay, that's cool. But really seeing it in action on a character that looks like this, where you do get a lot of real definitive emote, the eyebrows are very defined, the face is very defined, because there's not an overly, they didn't inundate the characters with tons and tons of realistic features. They kept them simple, so it's easy to pick out what emote they're doing. It's like a cartoon. It's like a Disney princess, right? That's exactly what she looked like, actually. Damn, there's just so much stuff. So I'm about to actually go down. I watched the live stream. I'm about to go down now across the street and go and check out the actual event, and we'll kind of see where we go from there. But I just wanted those up there to see what you guys think about EverQuest Next, EQ Next, because it does indeed seem to be pretty awesome. That's it. Cool. All right. So I'm gonna see you guys later. And drink water today. Lots of water. It was a rough night. Ugh.